Hi there, Lara Riggio here from my Central Park Energy Center in the heart of New York City, and I'm really glad you're here because today I'm going to share with you some energy and some inspiration to help you better manage the effects of our days getting shorter, our nights getting longer, and the darkness creeping in earlier and earlier and earlier. If you're anything like me, you're looking at your watch at like 4 something and going, it's dark already? And then my heart kind of sinks and I feel a little sad. I'm also feeling it's harder to get up in the morning. I'm a little more irritable. I'm even craving sugar. People have written into me and asked me years past, Lara, can you write something about seasonal affective disorder? Because it really gets to me. The darkness coming in earlier and earlier. And there's millions all over the world that suffer from this. It's so bad for some people that they have a hard time leaving their house. They're so depressed when it gets into the real dark winter months. I just want to say, whether you're on that end of the spectrum or over here, more agitated by it and fatigued by it, you're not alone. It's natural to feel this way. And this year, I really took a look and said, okay, this is upsetting that I feel this way, and upset is access. That's what I teach, right? So how could my body maybe be out of balance? And how could I balance it so that I could be more in tune with this seasonal shift? As usual, I looked to energy medicine and looked at the Chinese element system. Right now, we are in the metal season, in autumn, in fall. And the meridians that go with that season that are most active during this time are large intestine and lung. And the emotional components of large intestine are feeling like you're holding on and you're stuck versus being able to let go and be free. And now with lung, it is inspiration, being able to breathe air in and feel inspired emotionally and have faith in the future, or really feeling rocked by a sense of loss and grief. So if we look at how we can promote the good feelings that are associated with those 2 meridians, the positive ones, we may be able to really weather this a little bit better and actually maybe learn something from this time. Mother Nature is really a brilliant guide and teacher. And I looked up some quotes about this. Albert Einstein says, look deep into nature and then you'll understand everything better. Charles Dickens, nature gives to every time and season some beauties of its own. And so the beauties that nature could give us right now actually are some of the best lessons we could learn, because nature is teaching us how to sustain ourselves from the inside out as our environment changes, as our light goes away. How can we find the love and the light inside ourselves? Because if we can do that in this circumstance, as we're losing light, if we can find it inside ourselves, we can handle just about anything. So, with that being said, right now, if we look out in nature, what's happening? Nature has got this brilliant display of yellows and oranges and reds that are filling the trees and filling my heart with joy, actually. It's really quite beautiful out there. And I think of it as a celebration of the harvest of the year. So growing season is over. We're harvesting all of the vegetables that are left from the growing season. We're having Thanksgiving in a few weeks. And in farming cultures, all the excess actually gets canned or jarred up and put in the pantry so that it can sustain the community during the winter months. So I'm going to ask you, how can you recognize and celebrate what you've harvested throughout the year? Can you look at and celebrate all you've accomplished, all you've achieved, and make a list of all those things? It's super important to recognize this, to put it in the back of your mind and actually can it for the future. Because when you're able to celebrate your successes, it stocks away confidence so that when you encounter some hardship down the road, you're going to remember this. Hey, look at all those things I accomplished. I can get through this too. So if you go to the blog, there's a beautiful resource page that I've designed so you can resource yourself and reconnect to your own source of love and inspiration and confidence. So look at that, print it out, and write down all the things you've accomplished, big or small, and know that you're storing up confidence for the future months and years. Okay, please do this, it's so important. Another thing that nature's teaching us right now, I mentioned this earlier, how to let go. So a way that you can practice letting go right now is cleaning your closets. I know that when I let go of possessions that I no longer need, that are just sitting there taking up energetic space, I feel so much lighter. And I feel like there's more space for new thoughts, ideas, creativity, even projects. So see what you can let go of in terms of possessions. Write on your calendar, I'm going to clean this closet this weekend, this closet the next, and see what benefits that can give you. You can also let go of any limiting beliefs that may be stopping you and pulling your energy down. So notice over the next week or so, are you having negative thoughts that are stopping you from being your best or feeling your best? Are you overthinking things too much because you're worrying that, I don't know, whatever you do won't be perfect enough? Think about whatever those negative feelings could be, and you'll find them throughout your day. If you just start feeling like you've been bummed out, pay attention to what you've been thinking in your head and how that has been affecting you. And go ahead, find that resource page again and write down some of those limiting beliefs that you want to let go and release, because becoming more aware of them is going to help you notice when you're beating yourself up and pulling your energy down. Stop it, let it go, and then choose a new thought that's more positive and more in alignment with what you want instead. The third thing that nature's teaching us is how to have inspiration, find it within yourself, and how that can help you have faith in the future and in yourself. So right now, it is getting colder, we're going inside more, and it's a perfect opportunity for you to read some books. Maybe listen to them with a friend on Audible, or watch TV shows, watch movies that you've been wanting to see. See what you can really consume that will inspire you and fill your soul with joy. Because when you can fill up on inspiration, you never know what kind of ideas or plans you could make. And you can do this all through winter so that you'll know in spring what you want to plant, what you want to plan, and what goals you would like to create for yourself in the new year. While you're home, see if you can also nourish yourself and love yourself with warm liquids, maybe hot chocolate, some beautiful teas, maybe make some warm stews, find some cozy blankets that you'd like to cuddle up in. These are all practices that the Danish use, and they call it hygge, Hygge, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. But they're some of the happiest people on the planet, and they actually say this is part of the reason why. They really cultivate their ability to feel the pleasures of life. So see if you can also nourish yourself in that way at this time of the year. I know there's lots of fun movies and things I want to watch as I cozy up with my family with my favorite soft blankets and my favorite PJs. So think about it, and you can even Google some things that you're interested in that you may want to watch or read. And again, make a list of those things on your resource page so that you'll remember to do them and you'll be accountable for them. Doing these things, guys, fills you up so that you will have the energy to sustain yourself throughout the year. And There's a beautiful poem. Poetry is also another wonderful thing that can feel inspirational. And I found this poem called The Invitation that I have loved for years. It's by Uriah the Mountain Dreamer. The Invitation. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you'll risk looking like a fool for love, for dreams, for the adventure of being alive. I'm skipping to another part in the poem because it's a little too long to read the whole thing, but you can actually find it at the bottom of that resource page. I want to know if you can see beauty, even if it's not pretty every day, and if you can source your life from God's presence. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you've studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself and if you truly like the company you keep in the empty moments. Practicing some of the things that we just talked about can help you achieve this. I can't wait to hear some of what you guys are doing. What's inspiring you? What's making you feel warm and cozy? So please share it with me. And now I'm going to share with you an exercise that I discovered the other day on the train when I was really feeling fatigued, and it worked. It worked really, really well. So this is something that you can do in the morning after you get up if you're having trouble getting going, and you can even do it on the train as well. You can pull up this video, you can actually download it on your phone so you can follow along with me, and you don't necessarily have to tap the points if you're on the train. You don't want anyone to see you doing this, but when you're alone, tap them so that you can get a little more energy to these points and stimulate them and energize them as much as possible. So we're going to be stimulating the yin meridians in your system. These are the meridians that get taxed more frequently because they work all the time. Your kidney, your liver, your spleen, your heart, they all work constantly, and so they need rest actually, and they need energy. And of course, in our society, we don't rest as much as we could, so that's why resting and cozying up inside is actually going to give these meridians what they need right now at this time of the year too, as will this exercise. So you're going to start off and you're going to find your clavicle, okay? And as you find your clavicle, just tap into what your energy level is right now on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being low, 10 being pretty high. Go down just below your clavicle, and then you're going to tap these points. Tap these guys, and if they're tender, there's a little blocked energy there, and you could use some movement here. So this is perfect that we're doing this. And go ahead and just pause there. And then you're going to take your left hand, your thumb on one of those points, and then your fingers on the other. Hang out there, and then you're going to take your other hand, and you're going to go on your chest. And you're going to tap here on your chest. And then you're going to pause. And you're going to hold right in between your chest here and your sternum, and then these other points here below your clavicle. So there are your hands. And you're going to rest in this position and wait to feel pulses in your hands. And thinking about what these two meridians, the kidney and the circulation sex meridian do, the circulation sex meridian is a heart protector, and it also is a hormone balancer. So while your kidney is a detoxifier for your system. So thinking about the emotional characteristics of these meridians, I'd like you to just think of repeating this phrase in your head. I can be kind and gentle with myself and recognize my heart's needs. I can be kinder and gentler with myself as I work, as I move throughout my day, and recognize my heart's needs and support them by giving myself what I need. I can be kinder and gentler with myself as I move through my day and give myself what I need. And just pause here and see if you can feel the pulses in your fingertips. Awesome. Now we're going to move to the next point. So you are going to transfer your left hand to that chest spot, and you take your right hand and go from your underarm in towards your chest. Find a little spot here that's a little tender. That's a lung point. And now you're going to tap these 2 points. And don't worry if they're tender. Again, you're just moving energy here. They will get less and less tender as you do this. And pause here. And just rest here. And we're going to think about the emotional characteristics of these 2 meridians and how they relate to each other. So now lung, remember, it's about inspiration and faith. So as I give myself what I need and fulfill my heart's desires, I can have faith that my future will be a joyous and happy one. As I take care of my heart's needs and take advantage of experiencing all the things I love about my life, I can have faith that my future will be a really happy one. As I give myself what I need and take care of myself and make myself happy, I can have faith that my future will continue to be a happy one. Now, just see if you can tap into those fingertips and still see if you can feel the pulses occurring. Yep. Awesome, and now we're going to move to the next set of points. So we're going to go from lung to liver and lung. So you're going to actually move your left hand to your rib cage. So go from your chest on your rib cage, and then you're going to continue to hold this point. So you're going to tap those 2 points, rib cage on the left, lung on the right, and pause here. You're going to hold these points as you think to yourself, as I recognize all I've achieved and accomplished this year, I can have more faith in myself. As I recognize all I've achieved and accomplished this year, I can have more faith in myself. As I recognize all I've achieved and accomplished this year, I can have more faith in myself. Wait here and feel pulses in these fingertips. Great, and now you're going to move your hand that was on the lung part down to your rib cage on the other side, just below your nipple and your rib cage. Tap these points. Again, they might be tender. It's okay, you're moving energy. And pause here and rest your fingertips here on your rib cage as you think to yourself. You're now connecting liver and spleen. And you think to yourself, I can be kind, gentle, and compassionate with myself and others. Being kind, compassionate, and gentle with myself and others just makes my day go much smoother and easier. It feels good to be kinder, gentler, and more compassionate with myself and others. And then just wait to feel those pulses in your fingertips. And last but not least, we're going to hold on to spleen, and we're going to move back up to kidney to complete the circle here. So take your hands back up on those kidney points. So tap your right rib cage with those K27 points again, and pause here. Take a breath and just think to yourself, hi horns, we're in New York City, life goes on, right? But here we are taking care of ourselves and giving energy and restoration to our meridians. So pause here, and as you feel pulses in those hands, you're going to think to yourself, being compassionate and loving towards myself can fill my heart with love, and I can not only feel more loving, but share more love with others. Feeling kind and compassionate with myself, I can feel more loving and share more love with others. Being kinder and more compassionate with myself, I can feel more loving and share more love with others. Feel those pulses in your hands. Just think, the love in me can see the love in you. That just filled me up with some love. The love in me enjoys sharing this love with you. So thank you so much for tuning in and trying these exercises, and please share your experience with me. I would love to hear about it. So much love.